Okay, we're going to go ahead and move to the interior coach. Before we do, I want to highlight the window here and the one directly across from it. They function identically to the ones in the rear. Cleaning procedures are identical. Keep that in mind anytime you clean them, especially the soft cloth. Go ahead and pull out on your handle. Notice the low-level entry point with the non-skid surfaces, the nice Gulfstream logo there for you. We'll go ahead and step inside. I want to highlight the fact I'm 6'2" and I'm standing up in your brand new Vista Cruiser, and I have headroom. Just a little note for you, something that makes this a very unique vehicle. I'm going to go ahead and sit down at your dinette. We're going to talk about the switch. This switch is a single function switch that controls both your front and rear ceiling light. Turns it off simultaneously or turns them on simultaneously. From here, we'll go ahead and shut that light off. We've got a 110 plug down there for your use. That way, if you've got something you need to power up, a coffee pot or whatever it might be, you've got a way to do it. Now, we're going to move across and we'll talk about over here, interior overhead storage, maximizing the space inside your brand new coach, a place for a small amount of things that you can carry with you, yet you still have some storage space. We've got your light. Very simply, push the button, turns it on, push the button, turns it off. A unique feature to the Gulfstreams, your in-ceiling surround sound or G sound, these actually are recessed in, gives better acoustics, and they're set out of the way. Again, another way Gulfstream maximizes the space inside your new Vista Cruiser MB. And again, this is a very, very unique vehicle in the amount of storage that you do get for the size of the vehicle. We'll move back here and I'm going to go ahead and slide over so you can see. Home style furnace and AC unit controls. Very simply, reach up, turn it on, set your temperature, and you're ready to go. That's for your furnace. When you're done using it, simply slide it over, click it, and it's off. From here, I'm going to move up and we'll take a look at your fantastic fan. Another unique feature. This is a fantastic fan that has a rain sensor built into it. A couple of things, I'll show you how to do it manually. If for some reason you want to run it down manually, you pull down and you twist and it opens it up. Turn it down and it closes it. If you want it to do it automatically, push that up, push the lever. Yep. There we go. And it'll automatically run it up and turn the fan on for you. If it starts to rain, your rain sensor is built in right here, and we'll show you. Fan speed settings so that you know how much air you want flowing in or out. Utilize this with your windows open and you will find that it will give you a lot of airflow in here. We're going to go ahead and close it down and continue on. Just simply flip this switch back and close that down for you. We're going to talk about your television antenna. Very nice, very easy to use. Down arrow, up arrow. Simply crank in the direction the arrow points. If you're going up, crank your antenna up till it stops. Pull down to adjust your television picture. When you're ready to travel, simply take and line the arrows up and then crank it down. Now, as you're cranking it down, you're going to notice as it gets to the roof or the ceiling of your coach, you hear a little bit of a thump. That's normal. You should hear that, and you want to hear that. That means your antenna is completely down. The next feature I'm going to talk about is a cable connection as well as your TV antenna booster and a 12-volt insert point for charging cell or for a DC TV, which is right here. Very simply, coax connection. Button turns on the power to make sure that you're getting the antenna boost. That helps in your reception. We'll go ahead and shut that off, and again, an insert point for a cell phone charger or some kind of DC run device. Gulfstream builds safety into the coaches that we do build. We hope that you'll never have to use these devices, but they're here for your own personal protection. I want to highlight three of them for you. Down here next to the pillar for your door is a fire extinguisher. Easy to remove, simply pull the lever here, pull it out, pull your pin, point at the base of the fire and put it out. Probably never have to use it, but I want to make sure you know where it is and how to use it. The next item I want to talk about is your carbon monoxide alarm. This checks to make sure that you don't have any carbon monoxide intrusions, anything like that. Before each trip, I recommend that you push this button and allow it to beep. And it will tell you that the batteries are good and that you've tested it. Make sure you do that on a regular basis before each trip. And now the third thing I'd like to highlight is your smoke alarm. Again, this is another safety feature Gulfstream builds into its coaches. We pray you never have to use this or that it never goes off. Again, simply push the button, hold it, and make sure that you test this. Test it regularly. You want to make sure that you test this thing just to make sure that the batteries and everything are good inside of it and that it is fully functional. Again, your safety is part of what we build into these coaches. From here, we're going to go ahead and look at your monitor panel, the kitchen area, the TV, and the bed, and then we'll wind up the interior coach. So let's go ahead and look at your monitor panel. The first thing we're going to talk about is your monitor panel. Your monitor panel is actually mounted directly above your little 2-burner Suburban stove. Wanted you to know about that just so that you know location where it's at. We'll go ahead and take a look at the first button here. This is your test button. This button's important for you to know. As you can see, it lights up. Holding tank 2, holding tank 1, fresh water, LP gas, and battery condition. You'll remember I mentioned the LP gauge on the tank. This is a second gauge just so you have a way to check it from the interior and not have to go outside. Again, with your fresh water, how much you've got, same thing with the holding tanks when you need to dump. Battery condition. It's an average, good, fair, low, recharge. Keep that in mind when you're looking at this and know if you need to plug the coach in. Just another nice little feature that we put in here so you can monitor what's going on inside your coach. From here, the next switch is your water pump switch. Simply switch it on. This actually is to replace your fresh water hose. This will give you the ability to be in a place without a hose hooked up and pump water through the system. You have a switch for the hood to look at your cooking top and a fan. This is to remove your exhaust any fumes out from cooking. Here's your generator switch button. Up is start, down is stop. This is your hour meter. You want to keep an eye on that for your gen set. Make sure that you do watch that and do your regular maintenances on it. Something I'll highlight right here, the generator is not easily accessible for you. There's no maintenance on it you're going to do. You'll want to have it done by an ONN certified repair facility. Oil changes, that type of stuff, any kind of thing that you do, that should be done by them. This is a propane generator, and you want to make sure that you exercise your generator on a regular basis just so that plugs don't get fouled up and it has opportunity to function. From here, we're going to go ahead and move down to your little 2-burner stove. Very simple. I recommend that you pick up one of those nice little stalk lighters you use for lighting your fireplace at home. Left and right burner controls. Simply turn it on to high light, click in and put your light in there. That'll light it for you. Same thing holds for the left side. And then shut it off when you're done. Nice chromed faucet here. Again, simple controls, hot and cold. We'll move down here. This is your furnace. There's really no maintenance on this that you're going to have to do other than keeping it clean down here, making certain that again, dirt becomes an issue for the efficiency of the furnace, so you want to make sure that it does stay clean. From here, we're going to talk about your microwave. It's a Magic Chef. It's built into the cabin. Simple push button to open it up and cook with. Standard microwave features: stop, clear, set your time, and start. Power for the level you want to cook at or for defrosting. You've got a preset for popcorn, frozen pizza, or a dinner plate just to give you quicker timing setting. You can add time or reduce time, and then again auto defrost for meat, poultry, or fish. Read your owner's manual on that to get all of the specifics on it as far as the settings, how to use it even more efficiently. This is just a basic overview. From here, we're going to talk about your freezer, refrigerator. Now, I want you to notice there's a pin that I'm about to pull. This pin is your lock pin for travel. Simply pull this pin out, open the door. It's got a nice seal to it. Your freezer's here at the top. Your on-off controls and temperatures are right here. Simply set it where you want it and leave it there. Make sure that you run the genset on occasion to keep your battery power up.